Maybe you are spending the long amount of money on fuel. Have you been traveling a lot? Is it becoming expensive these days? Maybe your riding is wrong. How are you doing? Welcome back to Two Wheels Paradise. My name is Meshak as usual, and here we discuss motorcycles. These days, life is becoming unbearable because of the cost of living going up. But maybe, as much as the cost of fuel is so high these days, there is a way we can save it by riding our motorcycles the correct way. Have you subscribed to the channel so far? Hit that subscribe button down there. Let's get down to business. How to save your fuel when riding a motorcycle. Number one, you have to make sure you are riding at a constant speed. By constant speed, I mean, if you decide you are doing 90 kilometers per hour, try and maintain that 90. Even when everybody else in traffic starts to get slow, don't be slow so fast. Don't accelerate so fast. There is a skill in which you can maintain that speed. When everybody else is doing 80, 75, you can do 90 in between them and be very safe. And you're going to save a lot of fuel. First, you don't tailgate. Avoid being so close behind someone, so that when they brake, you don't have to brake. Maybe they brake and accelerate. Why? Because maybe they are on phone, they are doing something. They are actually braking for no apparent reason. They are not affecting your riding. But if you ride so close behind them, they will brake, you brake. They accelerate, you accelerate. Try and maintain a constant speed. If traffic is slow doing 45 kilometers per hour, do 45 constantly, 45, 50, 45, 50, 45. Do not be hasty in throttle. You can save a lot of fuel by riding in a constant speed. Number two, tire pressure. You have to make sure that your tires are properly inflated. If your bike requires 30 to the front, maybe 36 to the rear, try and make sure every 3-4 days, go to a petrol station somewhere. While you're filling your tank, just go fill your tires. It helps a lot because tires create a lot of friction between the bike and the tarmac, which only means your bike is going to start struggling. So check your tire pressure, you should be fine. Number three is about weight. Try and reduce all the unnecessary weight from your bike. This is how you do it. For people like myself who ride adventure bikes, get rid of those boxes if you don't require them at that particular day. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Because what happens is, when you have boxes, you tend to carry a lot of unnecessary stuff. A lot of unnecessary things, which are only adding weight to the bike. Something else, those boxes work like parachutes. When you try to speed, they are holding your bike back. They are creating something we call wind drag. They are creating tension, a lot of friction between your bike and wind. So what happens is your bike is struggling to hold on to that weight. Only means your engine is overworking. Only means a lot of fuel is being wasted. So get rid of all those weights that you don't need. Especially those side boxes. Side boxes. Like for me right now, I'm riding without the boxes. I only have some few bags on the side just to carry the little necessary stuff that I need. Until that time I feel I have a need for that top box, I'll put it on. Yeah, you don't just have to ride an ADV with full boxes all the time, and most of the times those boxes are empty. They are not even necessary. So get rid of them, you should be fine. Something else, try and look for that route that doesn't have a lot of traffic. Because one thing you'll understand, riding slowly doesn't save fuel. It depends on how slow it is. Riding slowly is a skill, not just riding slowly. Someone will tell you to ride at 40 kph because traffic is doing 40. The normal traffic on that route is doing 40. Everybody else is doing 40, 45. You can do 40 on gear 1, you can do 40 on gear 2, you can do 40 on gear 3, you can do 40 on whatever gear you want. But how you're going to maintain that 40 and maintain your RPMs as low as possible and maintain your bike as stable as possible without jacking because fuel is not enough in the engine to sustain that gear. It is a skill. So if there is a route that doesn't have a lot of traffic to slow you down, I would rather take that one. Maybe it is longer than the normal route by maybe 3-4 kilometers. I would rather take that one because those 3-4 kilometers will not even consume more fuel than what the slow traffic is going to do. So if there is a route you can take, just go for it, man. Just go for it. Try and maintain as much as possible a stable and steady speed. And you can only do that if the road is open. You can only do that if the road is open. Something else you need to understand is combustion process requires air, requires fuel, and also requires spark. This is where spark plugs come in. If you want to save fuel, make sure you are landing on genuine spark plugs. Genuine spark plugs. Because fake spark plugs tend to get drowned in fuel. They fall up. Yeah? They'll just be wet all the time. Meaning they are not burning the fuel the way they are supposed to. So what happens is a lot of your fuel is pushed out through the exhaust valves into the exhaust pipe in form of black dust. If you put your finger into the exhaust and you find black dust, that tells you your fuel is just being wasted. And the biggest culprit could be the spark plug. If not the spark plug, jump over to the other element, the air. If the spark plug is good, then we have a problem with your air filter, your air intake. Just make sure your air intake is clear by making sure air filter is clean. You don't have to wait until next time you're going in for service so that you can check your air filter. Just do it 2-3 weeks down the line. You just take a minute, check the air filter, dust it up, remove the dust, put it back in. It saves a lot of fuel. Saves a lot of fuel. People who ride bikes with carburetors like myself tend to blame the carbs because of bad fuel consumption. Poor fuel consumption. We tend to blame the carburetors. But carburetors are only giving us back what we give them. If a carburetor is misbehaving because of being dirty, probably you have a problem with your air filter or the fuel filter. Either the fuel is coming in dirty, bringing a lot of dust and a lot of particles into the carburetor, or your air filter is so dirty, dust is penetrating and now getting through into the carburetor. If you don't have the carbs, you have the EFI, the jets are getting clogged. Why? The dust is so much. So just check your air filter, you should be fine. You should be fine. Lastly, if you want to know how to keep your bike consuming properly, consider subscribing to this channel. There is a lot of information that we give out here that is going to help you maintain your motorcycle. So consider subscribing to this channel, man. We have so much lined up for you. As we close this one, we cannot go before we talk about time like this when we have a lot of sun. You have to avoid parking your bike direct into sunlight for a very long time. If maybe you're going to work and you have to park the bike for like 8 hours before you finish whatever you're doing, just get somewhere with a shade. Avoid parking your bike straight into sunlight. Especially if you ride the bike like my Honda from the 90s, which has a metallic fuel tank that doesn't have plastic covers. Those tanks tend to get hot. They're going to evaporate a lot of fuel through the breathers. They have breathers. They are going to evaporate a lot of fuel. Yeah, they are going to evaporate a lot of fuel. So if you have a bike that has that metallic tank that is not covered with plastics, just avoid parking that bike somewhere there is a lot of sun. Lastly, avoid keeping your motorcycle on idling for long. The moment you park the bike, just turn it off. Just turn it off. Avoid keeping your bike on idling mode for long. Because you know, when we are calculating fuel consumption, we calculate in terms of kilometers per liter, miles per gallon, depending on where you come from. But when your motorcycle is idling, we are doing 0 kilometers per liter. If your bike has a tendency to do maybe 25 kilometers per liter, when your bike is idling, we are doing 0 kilometers per liter. You keep your bike idling, keep consuming fuel, but you're not going anywhere. So your bike is technically consuming 0 kilometers per liter. That's a lot of fuel. So avoid keeping your bike idling for long. Maybe in the morning you wake up, you just turn it on. While you are gearing up, give it like 2 minutes to warm up before you ride out. It's good manners for the engine. Just give it like 2 minutes to warm up. Then after that, just be going. Wherever you go, just turn the bike off. Turn the bike off. It is as simple as just turn it off. Because as long as the engine is running, the bike is consuming fuel. But it is doing 0 kilometers per liter of petrol. A time like this when economy is not doing so good, you have to get a lot of good manners in terms of consumption. If you want to remain happy, not frustrated, and you keep riding your motorcycle. Have you learned something? Maybe you can share this video with someone. My name is Meshach Samson Maina. This is Two Wheels Paradise. God be with you. See you around. See you next time. I want to see you on the road. So stay safe.